Carlton Douglas Ridenhour, also known as Chuck D, rapper, former Public Enemy. Even if you're strictly a heavy metal and rock fan, you've heard of Public Enemy. Well, Chuck D came out bashing Gene Simmons, or at least schooling Gene Simmons on Gene Simmons' comments about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And basically, to step back, if you haven't heard, to give you the backstory here, Gene Simmons came out in an interview recently and said hip-hop and rap should not be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Kiss rocker said a few things. For example, quote, "Hip-hop doesn't speak my language." And he continued, the fact that, for instance, Iron Maiden is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when they can sell out stadiums, and Grandmaster Flash is in the Hall of Fame, unquote. Now, for those of you that don't know, Grandmaster Flash was huge in the 80s, especially when rap first emerged out of New York City with hits like White Lines and The Message. Now, Simmons continued. For example, he also went on to say the following: hip-hop does not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, nor does opera or symphony orchestras. It's called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Simmons continued, "I just want to know when Led Zeppelin's going to be in the Hip-Hop Hall of Fame," unquote. In other words, Simmons saying it's not fair that other genres get included in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but why is rock and metal artists not in these other music Hall of Fames, if there are any? Now, a lot of this, I think, bitterness from Simmons is because it took Kiss many, many years to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. For example, it wasn't until 2014 for Kiss to get it inducted into the Hall of Fame, but other artists that are not rock got into the Hall of Fame before Kiss. So, for example, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has Ice Cube, rappers LL Cool J, and Missy Elliott. Now, Chuck D came out and said the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame doesn't just mean rock. He said you also have to look at the word roll. Does Kiss have roll? He continued, but music, the vocal on top of the music, has already been determined, so that's the roll. That's flow. That's the soul in it. Kiss are rock gods, but they don't have a lot of roll in them. And basically, Chuck D's comment means that roll means all these other genres, maybe soul, maybe rap. That's not just the Rock Hall of Fame, it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, with roll being everything else. That's Chuck D. But as the host of this channel, I would like to throw in my 2 cents, if you will. And my concern is, where do you draw the line between rock or roll or soul or rap or hip hop? Because there's a lot of artists that cross those lines. We had a huge new metal movement where a lot of the bands that came out in the late 90s, early 2000s, and even before that were rap rock. Look at Limp Bizkit. Look at Rage Against the Machine. And many others out of the new metal scene. I mean, too many to name. But if you really want to look at the big picture, you've got to go all the way back to the 80s. Run DMC's first 2 albums were full of heavy guitar riffs. The mid-80s, Beastie Boys, their first album, License to Ill, full of guitar riffs. So rap, rock, crossover has been around for a long time. You also have bands like Linkin Park, of course, Limp Bizkit, Papa Roach, Hollywood Undead, Cypress Hill, a little bit of rock here and there, POD, Kid Rock is in there, Head PE, 311, Faith No More, Body Count, which is Ice-T's group, Biohazard, Clawfinger, Primer 55, many other rap rock crossover artists. So when you look at it like that, how do you not include rap and hip hop into the Rock Hall of Fame? So as soon as a band has one bar of rap, then they're no longer able to get into the Hall of Fame. That wouldn't make any sense, right? So on one hand, you've got to look at it as it should be broad and inclusive. Maybe they should change the name to just the Music Hall of Fame, so many people wouldn't get offended or confused. So viewers of this channel, please drop a comment. Do you agree with Simmons that rap and hip hop should not be into the Hall of Fame? Or do you agree with Chuck D that it's all inclusive, anything goes, all genres? And where do you draw the line? If you're with Simmons, where do you draw the line with defining who's hip hop and who's not when you have so many crossover and rap rock artists? I mean, drop a comment, let me know, and we'll see you in the next video. Rock and Riff Report. Bye now.